Hey everybody, it's Charmel. Welcome back to Snatched and Highly Favored. And we are going to be talking all about insecurities, self-confidence, and learning how to be more confident within yourself. So let's get into this video. So yeah, as women, I think we all deal with some level of insecurity when it comes to just our being. The way society is designed, honestly, it's like designed for us to grow up not liking certain things about ourselves or questioning certain things about ourselves. For me personally, my biggest insecurity has always been my body. So yeah, my body just falls in a real like middle ground gray average area. Although I may not be like overweight or anything like that, I don't have a naturally super skinny, super petite build, and then I'm also not curvy at all. I don't have big boobs, I don't have booty, I don't have hips, and then on top of that, I hold weight in my stomach, my arms, and my face. So I feel like I'm always just kind of in that middle ground, and I have to be really mindful when I do gain weight. In my opinion, it just doesn't look flattering because of my body type. That's my insecurity. Before we go any further into this video, drop down in the comment section and let me know some of your insecurities, things that you have struggled with. So basically, I'm gonna give you guys 5 ways to overcome insecurities and to become more comfortable with yourself. The first time I became aware of my body, I was about 8 years old. And up until that point, I was just a very average sized kid. You know, I was pretty skinny actually, just a regular sized kid. Nobody ever mentioned anything about my body. I was just a kid. I went to Florida one summer to stay with my grandparents. My grandma took good care of me and I like blew up. So at the beginning of that summer, I was really small and skinny, and by the end of the summer, I was a little Teletubby. I remember coming back home to California after that summer and everybody being like, whoa. And like nobody outright said like, wow, you got fat. But you know, even as a child, you can tell when somebody's kind of thrown off by the way you look. And I just remember feeling like really confused, because initially like I didn't feel bad. I remember going to the doctor for like my annual physical, and then my doctor started talking to me about eating healthy and, you know, exercising and stuff like that. And I just remember being like, well, why are you telling me this? Like, is it something? He never came out directly and said like, you're overweight, you're fat, but you know, just the language that people use when speaking towards me, I can definitely tell there was something wrong with the way that I looked. And the reason I'm telling you guys this, because my first step is, in order to become more secure with an insecurity, you first need to acknowledge where the insecurity started. You know, you have to really figure out like, who told me it was something wrong with my body to begin with? Or who told me something was wrong with this to begin with? Get to the root of the cause. It's so many of us kind of walking around with certain chips on our shoulders, or insecure about certain things, or disliking certain things about ourselves. And sometimes we don't even realize why, because we've been holding on to it for so long. But you have to go back, think back to who told you that to begin with. So I feel like once you really get to the root of why you first became uncomfortable with something, it's easier to grow from it and overcome it. Step 1, acknowledge why you became uncomfortable in the first place. So my chubby phase lasted from like 8 until 13. Middle school, I think that's when my insecurity kind of really started to sit in. I definitely thought I was ugly. I did not like my body at all. By the time I got to high school, in my 9th grade year, I had dropped all my weight and I was super skinny. And I remember just being so excited. Like, again, I spent all those years being like this really chubby kid, and I finally got the ideal, or what I thought was the ideal body type. And then I got hit with another whammy. You know, that's when girls are starting to develop into their more womanly body figures, you know, they starting to fill out, and I wasn't filling out. Again, I told you guys before, I don't have no boobs, I don't have no booty, I don't have no hips. You know, I have friends, I have peers. You see how other girls are developing, and well, now I'm in last place again. Like, what's going on? Like, what's wrong with me? Pretty skinny all of high school, went to college, freshman 15, so I started gaining weight again. All the way through college up until about 25, you know, my body was constantly going up and down, up and down, up and down. And so that brings me to my second point. As women, our bodies are meant to change. Like, the design of our bodies, just our beings, we are meant to change. Like, when you think about it, we are givers of life. We carry babies. When you think of how our bodies, we produce the type of hormones we produce, we can produce milk for our children. Like, just as women, like, our bodies are designed to change. One of the real ways that I started to become more comfortable with my body and with myself is really accepting the fact that, hey, my body is going to change, and regardless of how it changes, it doesn't make me any better or it doesn't make me any less, depending on whether my weight is up or whether it's down, whether I have boobs or whether I don't have boobs. Like, my body's gonna change. You appreciate when it's doing good, but even when it's doing bad, it's like, I know what my body is capable of. I know that I may be down right now, but my body is able to overcome it. My body is able to change, and I can recreate or reproduce whatever it is that I feel like is wrong with my body at this point. I hope that's making sense to you guys. So yes, step 2 is to accept that our bodies are meant and they're designed to change. So my next point 3, is to be kind and speak nicely to yourself. This is so important. I'm a firm believer in words have power. So as long as you're talking down to yourself, as long as you're putting yourself down, as long as you're highlighting whatever insecurities, that is exactly how you're gonna feel. It's a must that we be kind to ourselves. It's a must that we speak nicely to ourselves regardless of the season. You have to speak light into yourself. You have to encourage yourself. You have to be nice to yourself, because at the end of the day, you are going to be your #1 advocate. Anybody can say anything to you, anything about you, but what you say is going to affect what you do, and what you do is going to affect what kind of life you live. Even though I don't like the way that my body looks, I try not to verbalize it. So even though I may be looking in the mirror, I may feel that my stomach is looking really pudgy, I try not to speak that out. Whatever I say, that's all I'm gonna be thinking about all day in my outfit. Like, man, my stomach look pudgy, because this is what I said to myself while I was getting dressed. So yeah, point 3, be kind and speak nicely to yourself. And my 4th point is a piggyback off of point 3. And point 4 is that you get out what you put in. For me, one of the really big turning points when it comes to like being insecure about my body is when I started to take my health seriously. Once I just started taking proper care of myself, eating healthy, exercising regularly. Up until about 25, I had never exercised regularly. That's when I realized that I needed to make exercising, I needed to make eating healthy, all of that, it needed to be a part of my regular lifestyle, because the way that my body is set up, don't like when my weight is up. I prefer my weight to be down because of my body shape. And so in order to keep my weight down or to maintain a certain size, I have to work out. So, you know, I think we all have like our ideal selves and how, like, the perfect image of how we see ourselves. So I have a goal weight, but even though I'm not at my goal weight, I'm still okay, because like I know that regardless of if I reach my goal weight or not, I'm not gonna harp on the fact that I haven't reached that goal yet, and just celebrate the fact that I'm just being nice to myself. I'm taking good care of myself and taking care of my body while I have the time. A lot of us, we have a lot of insecurities about certain things that are fixable. in my opinion. Obviously, there's going to be some things that you just have to learn to accept, but I feel like a lot of our insecurities a lot of times are fixable if we put in the proper work, but a lot of us don't put in that work, and then we just develop these woe is me mentalities. And when you think of like whoever you consider to be the most beautiful person or whatever, or who has the ideal perfect whatever it is that you desire, a lot of these people take care of themselves, point blank period. Even if they are naturally blessed, they still have to put in a certain level of effort to maintain it. And so yeah, you get out what you put in, take care of yourselves, and not just, I mean, eating healthy, exercising, all of that, but self-care days, taking care of your mental, your spiritual, whatever it is that's going to help you feel better about yourself, make sure you invest in that. And so my fifth point is actually an exercise that I want you guys all to try, and it's something that I did as well. So again, a lot of times we put so much energy into the things that we don't like about ourselves, and we overlook the things that we do like about ourselves. Instead of focusing on the things that I don't like about my body, I found 3 things that I do like about my body, and I put all of my energy into that. So one of my favorite features about myself is I have on this big t-shirt today, but I really like my shoulder, this area, my neckline, you know, I like all of this right here. And I don't have many videos on this channel, but if you ever watch my beauty channel, if you notice, I'm always in like something off the shoulders or tank tops or something low cut, because that's what I like about myself. And I find clothes that complement that. And it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm hiding my stomach or I wear clothes that hide my stomach. I just wear clothes that complement the things that I do like about myself. Another thing that I like about myself is I have really nice legs. I really do like my legs. Again, I don't got no booty or no hips sitting at the top of them, but I have really nice toned legs, and those are natural. Like, I mean, I work out, but a lot of the tone in my legs, they just come naturally. So, you know, I wear a lot of shorts, I wear dresses, things that highlight my legs. The last thing I like about myself is my smile. I think I have a really nice smile. I don't smile that much in pictures, which I'm working on, but I'm really, you know, when I talk to people, I try to smile as much as possible when I'm out in public, you know, because that's what I like about myself. So again, we all have different insecurities, but I do challenge you to find 3 things that you like about yourself and work on putting your energy towards those 3 things instead of focusing on the things that you don't like about yourself. And it doesn't mean that your insecurities go away immediately, but you're not feeding them either. And when you don't feed something, it will eventually starve, and once it starves, it's done. So yeah, that is it for this video. I hope something I said today was useful, that you feel encouraged once you exit out of this video. Yeah, let me know down in the comment section some things that you do to help overcome certain insecurities, or some things that you do to make you feel more confident. Join the conversation. Again, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, Snatched by Charmel, and I will see you all in the next video.